Okay. So, how's tour going so far?
It's been really good. It's been, not that we expected it to be bad, but it's better than expected, I'd say.
Yeah, besides Young Statues van catching on fire.
Yeah, they've had some bad luck.
Smooth sailing. And I guess Andy's finger getting slammed in a window.
Yeah. Young Statues has had a bad run of luck, but the shows have all been really good. And the bands are all cool. We stayed with Carmen from Young Statues for a couple days.
His parents put us up, cooked us a couple
Awesome.
of pastas.
Awesome.
Yeah, everyone's been awesome.
Awesome. So, what's the weirdest thing that you've ever experienced while on tour?
Last South by, we practiced on like a weird farmland.
Oh, yeah.
In a barn where there was like chickens running around, literally. That was.
And there was like, I guess we might not even should talk about this, but there was like a lot of weird people living on the place, the
like
land
hippies.
that we were practicing, like people in teepees, like a bunch of Airstream trailers,
People straight
people
out of
coming in
jail.
and out of them. So we were just practicing in this garage with all these chickens, and we were just like.
And the hippies would like stop by to be like, "Yeah, sounds great, bro."
Yeah, or like the guy would open his Airstream and be like eating like a sandwich and like, all right, like give us a nod and then go back in.
That was pretty weird.
That was probably the extreme.
That was the weirdest that was like related to actually playing and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you guys do in your spare time when you're not working on or playing music?
Good question.
We both have temp jobs back in Seattle. It's not very glamorous, but we probably shouldn't say where we work.
We probably shouldn't
Yeah.
say where. But we have really great offices that we work for.
Yeah, they're really great to us and let us kind of leave and come back, which is awesome.
And come to our shows in Seattle or promise that they will.
Yeah.
So it's good. When we're in Seattle, we're working full time. And then
That keeps us pretty busy.
Yeah. We try and drink coffee and do Seattle stuff whenever we're not doing sleep. And
We just got an antenna for the TV because we don't have cable or anything. And so now we get all these channels, like digital channels.
I guess I never thought that you'd mention that.
Really? It's kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah.
It's like pretty cool.
All right.
Because like we hadn't watched live TV in a couple of years, so it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
whoa,
cool.
we're
Yeah.
part of society
No, you're
watching
right.
things.
You're right. That's pretty cool.
That was a big deal.
Yeah.
So, what made you guys move out to Seattle?
Good question. It's kind of a random move, but we.
A little bit, yeah.
I had been working in North Carolina for a few years, and my contract was up at work, and so I decided. I was born in Olympia, Washington, and I felt like I was wanting to go back out there, and we just wanted to have a bigger place to run around in, so we picked Seattle, and we did it.
My brother lives out there too. We kind of made a short list of places that we, would suit us. We wanted like a big city that wasn't like New York.
Where we could afford the rent and afford to be on tour.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's been awesome.
Yeah.
For us, we live in a cool area, and yeah, it's fun to do the city thing.
Yeah, but we need friends, so.
Yeah, anyone in Seattle, Washington?
Can we have like a number?
You want to hang out?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I can,
yeah.
like,
Edit
This is Mansions at Gmail. Mansions needs friends at Gmail.
Now putting in applications for friends. Not even accepting, we're putting
like
in
just like once a month.
our-
We can just like, go get a sandwich.
Probably
go
a few
get Thai
more
food.
friends. Yeah, but we have there's some good restaurants. We have a grocery store. We're pretty set. So
Yeah,
that's cool.
we're good as far as stores.
Nothing against North Carolina. You're going to have to edit all this out.
Oh, no way. You guys are stuck with it.
Yeah, no, North Carolina is great to be back in North
Carolina is great.
I miss it.
So, your last album came out in 2011. When
Yeah.
can fans expect a new release?
We've got a bunch of new demos that we're cracking. We want to, get a whole album's worth first, and then record at some point. Maybe late summer we'll get to record, and then I probably shouldn't even say any dates. I don't know.
I mean, like early.
Yeah, hopefully this time it won't take quite as long from when we're done with it to when it actually comes out. Because last time it was like 6 months or something. But we're trying to figure out, all the like business side of it first before we record, so then it can be a little quicker once we're done.
Cool.
So hopefully not too long.
So, if you could put together your own music festival, what would you name it and who would the headliners be?
Oh, this is.
What would we name it? We would name it Meatball. Who would that?
Meat Fest.
It would be Meatball or Meatball Fest. People would call it by their
I would like Ryan Adams or Spoon to be at least 1 to 2 of the headliners. You can choose the other half.
I would like to see. Man, I would like to see like Jimmy World play and
That'd
like
be cool.
yeah, you know. Is that done? Belt to Spill. We'd invite Sleigh Bells. Lana Del Rey would probably have an invite.
Yeah, she'd turn it down probably, but
We'd invite her to play half her album.
Lana would be cool. Joy Formidable would be cool. I'd like to see the Ghetto Kids play again.
I'd like to see Kanye play.
Oh God. Ugh.
I think he'd play Meatball.
Kanye should have been the first pick. Yeah.
But okay, I'm gonna take this a step further. Where would it be?
Oh, where would it be? That's part of it too?
Because
No, that's the new part of it. I wrote
The
that
new
down.
part?
She's like, I didn't even say that. I don't even want to. Where would it be?
I would do North Carolina personally.
All right, it would be in North Carolina. It would be in Raleigh at that one mall. That's like
Crabtree?
Crabtree. It'd be a Crabtree.
In the
Food
mall.
court.
In the mall. Tiffany
This
style.
sounds like the best music festival
Does
ever.
it or the worst?
Sounds pretty
I don't
good,
know.
yeah.
But we would be there.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be
Probably
pretty
not
good.
playing.
So, what is your favorite song to perform live?
I like playing Dig Up the Dead a lot. That's one of my favorite songs of ours. But Blackest Sky is fun to play live.
Blackest Sky is like, yeah.
There's
I think that's probably-
a new one called Two Suits that we played tonight. That one's really fun to play.
Yeah.
So, what's your least favorite song to play live?
Least favorite
I
song.
feel bad saying any of them. It seems like you're not meant to. You know? I mean, talk. Just we played that one.
Yeah, songs that we played a lot, like old ones that were like. But I don't know. I'm really into talk this
I
time
know. Yeah.
because I haven't played it in a while.
And it should be played.
I don't think we have any least favorites. Just ones that we like play to death. Like we played Adrenaline for a while. Every show.
Yeah, but then we're not playing it on this. So
Yeah.
It's good because we haven't had like a big hit or something. So like, there's nothing that we have to play.
Right.
So I think we avoid the we're not Radiohead having to play Creep or something. It's like no one cares, so we can play whatever we want.
Yeah.
If we don't like playing it, we cut it.
So, do you guys remember the first song you ever wrote, like as a child? Did you write songs as
That's
children?
all you.
I started writing songs when I was like 13, 14. I don't remember them, thankfully, but because I'm sure they're really bad. Yeah.
So, were you guys in bands before Mansions?
I was in the marching band.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
What
I was.
instrument did you play?
I played clarinet,
Oh, nice.
and I had some great teachers and friends who were in bands with me, and I played all through college and on and on and on. And then met Christopher and started playing some instruments that I would not be embarrassed to play in front of audience. Anyway, you were in some
Yeah, I
bands.
started playing in bands in like 7th grade. My best friend played guitar and wanted to have a band, so I learned to play bass.
So, what kind of music was it?
It was like, it's a weird thing when you start playing in bands when you're in 7th grade and you're not like a punk band, but you're not like it's like a certain genre that sometimes I'll hear like high school bands where they still sound like this, where it's like you're like a rock band, but like it doesn't sound like anything that you'd hear on the radio. Like there's certain guitar tones and like it follows the pop structure, but not really. It's just like a band, you know? So it's kind of like that. But I think we did a Smells Like Teen Spirit cover sometime.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then high school.
And then high school, I was in some bands. We did a bunch of like Blink-182 covers. And then I was in another band then we did like Jimmy World and Nelly covers and stuff.
Nelly covers?
We did a Nelly cover at lunch at school once.
At lunch?
What's the Must Be the Money? What's that song called?
Oh,
Ride With Me.
yeah.
We did that
If you
song.
want to go and take a ride with me.
Yeah.
All right, I challenge you. Next Mansion store, you have
Do a
to
cover.
do
We'll do it. I'll have to get the old guys.
Oh yeah, totally. So, how did you I'm always really interested to know how bands just kind of decide on the sound. So how did you go from playing what you were playing in 7th grade to what you're playing now in front of audiences?
I mean, I think it was a pretty, it sounds lame, but it was a pretty organic process, you know?
Yeah.
I think there was a certain, like I had been in a band in early college, and then we broke up, and so then I was kind of doing it on my own. So then there was a lot of, I started getting into more like dance music and stuff. So there's a lot of electronic stuff going on, which like I was like pretty like had like whenever I tried to do things that were like that, like the taste was pretty bad. Like I just couldn't get cool sounds. But so it was sort of like that, and then it was kind of poppy, and it was like the beginning of Mansions, where then there was like guitars on it, but kind of dancey drums and things. But then we made New Best Friends with Mike Sapone, and there was a lot of stuff that I really liked and like records that he had done, but for some reason I just like thought it was like some magic trick that I didn't know how to do. But then it was like, oh, you just like do this and like it sounds cool, and it's like, oh, like you don't have to be some special person to be doing it. So there's a lot of stuff from him that it was like, oh, these things that I like, I can do this. So then I think that changed it a lot, and then touring for a couple of years, kind of discovered that we didn't like the super like technical bands that, you know, play everything perfectly every night. And part of that was just we weren't that good at playing our instruments, so it's like, yeah, this is what we like. It's not being very good, right? Cool. And then with Dig Up the Dead, recording that, you know, progressed a lot. Like the demos, I think, sound totally different than the record, because I tend to over-intellectualize it, where it's like, I want the record to be like this, and like, no, distorted rhythm guitars and stuff like that. And then it's like, well, but I kind of like distorted rhythm guitars. So like, you sort of end up working through all these artificial things that you put on it until it sounds like, oh, this is like what Mansions sounds like. To where now I feel like when we do a song, we can be like, oh, that sounds cool, but it doesn't really sound like a Mansions song.
Right.
And then like do certain things, and then it's like, oh, now it sounds like a Mansions song. You know, like Two Suits was like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm convincing you of that.
No, I totally agree, and I think we have like similar tastes in things where it is kind of a cool like unspoken thing where we both hear something that is like a Mansion sound, or it can be like is like on its way to being that.
Yeah.
Which might like sound like pretentious or whatever, but I don't know.
No, but it's true, and it's always like evolving, because then there's certain things that's like, well, no, we did that like 10 times, like we don't need to do that again.
People might not want to hear that.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that again. So yeah, it's like.
But generally, if we like it, then it's like.
Then that's.
I don't know. Yeah, we want to listen to it, so.
That's the Mansions.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where do you guys see Mansions in 5 years?
Broken.
Oh no! Take
Working
it back.
in an office. No, I mean, I think we'll.
Yeah. I have hope for it. I think it will be cool.
Yeah, I think the new demos are cool. I want every record to change and not just keep making the same album over and over. Like, I think between Dig Up the Dead and New Best Friends, there's like a big change, and I'd like to see a similar change. You know, take the things that we liked before and get rid of the things that we didn't like. Yeah, so I mean, I think it'll always be like a pop rock band. Yeah. I think that's what we do.
Yeah.
I think it'll change. Hopefully we'll still be playing shows, and they'll be, you know, bigger. And
I think we will.
you think so?
It's fun.
You believe?
I believe.
I believe too.
Oh no. People are going to be watching this in 5 years and be like, they played that one festival at Crabtree and it was all over.
But they won't be watching then if we broke up. Then we don't have to worry about it.
Too meta.
Meta. Okay, yeah.
I think it'll be good.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
We'll still be
doing
playing music in some context.
Awesome.
Yeah, definitely. In some way.
So is there anything else you guys want to say?
We just put out the acoustic version of Dig Up the Dead that had been with pre-orders and stuff, but now people can buy it because people could find it online, but couldn't buy it legitimately, so that's always kind of weird. So yeah, that's for sale.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.